Assalamualaikum, sahabat Hijrah semua. Jumpa lagi dengan saya, dengan Alia di Hijrah itu Berat tapi Nikmat. Kali ini kita akan membicarakan tentang respect, friendship, tolerance, matureness dengan sahabat saya yang ada di Australia. Beliau itu sangat heavy reader dan inspiratif. Saya juga banyak belajar dengan beliau saat saya berada di sana. Yuk kita simak langsung bicara ringan kita kali ini, semoga bermanfaat. Bismillah.
Okay.
Yes, Maria, thank you so much for rejoining again in my channel. First question, how do you describe the multinationalities and religions interact in Aussie, especially in your communities between your friends?
Well, it depends on, I would say, if there is an older generation, they are not as tolerant, I would say, to new ideas. But we had a program on just recently on the television, and there were teachers involved and young students. I mean, they varied in various ages from about 7 onwards, I think, to about 14 or 15. And they were sort of exposed to various questions and how they would react. Then they could go visit each other's places and, you know, like people of a different nationality would stay with them and they would visit back, or things like that. And it actually turned out that this program was very, very beneficial for the youngsters because they learned a lot.
Yes.
The parents learned a lot. And in that respect, because of the interaction between the various different religions and faiths and races, I would say, it was really very beneficial. And the program, I'm hoping that it also will be rescreened again on television, or a similar program started in many, many more schools, because the older generation, I'm afraid to say, when I came to Australia in 1961, which is a long time ago, I was still sort of classed as a foreigner, and being from German background. I mean, I come from Austria, but of course there is always this German bad vibe people had, you know, because of the war and all that. And so people reflected on that. And I was still called a bloody new Australian. And when Greek people came and Italian people came, yes, sort of like 50 or 60 years ago, they were classed as wogs. Definitely. And it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. But positively, that has changed now, yes, because of different ideas and so forth. But, you know, Australia has been a land of accepting all kinds of different races. I mean, in about 100 in the 150s, 150s, even Afghan people came. The Cameliers, they were Afghan people, and they lived here. And we still have got sort of relatives, you know, which people accepted them, just accepted everything. But it was just, they had this, I don't know, they had this, there was this gap. But now it seems to have lessened, which is a positive thing. And the tolerance has sort of, and amongst the younger people, I think the tolerance has improved.
Yes, yes, yeah. When I was there, also, I can, you know, yes, I can feel tolerance from the people there. You know, I still remember when I was my feet was very hurt, and a lady was very concerned with me, and she asked me whether she can be helped for me. But yes, it was so beautiful, and I was for 2 years there. I was having a very, very nice experience with the Australian people, including you.
Yes, it was unfortunately, you know, during the late 90s, we had a time when a lot of boat people arrived from you know, various countries, and we had a couple of politicians who really made themselves very unpopular, but for some people popular because they sort of preached this thing, we don't want these people here and all this kind of thing.
Yeah.
But luckily it didn't last too long. Thank God it didn't last too long, because this is a very, very bad influence. That politician is still around, the one I'm talking about, but she has been really sort of, well, there have been a lot of outcries about what she had said, because sometimes she still makes statements today which are not very tolerated by the rest of the Australian people. You know, now with COVID, unfortunately, things have changed a little bit to the negative again, I would say.
Oh, I see. Okay. So hopefully, you know, hopefully, it will not last long, and you know, and I think, you know, I believe that Australia has so many citizens from all over the world, and
Yes.
you get used to it, the difference, you know, and it's the beauty of Aussie people, actually.
Well, look, every nation, every race has brought a positive thing for Australia. I mean, look at the different foods we have now, and you can. I mean, even we even have Somalian people here, and there's a Somalian kitchen you can go to and have a taste. And you know, Susan, she's my longtime friend since 1983. I've known her. She has got neighbours who are Somalian people, and I mean, her mostly her neighbors come and visit her now. She has got, they have got, I think there are 7 or 8 in the family, and they work together so well. It's really amazing. Now, one of the girls, Fatia, is getting married soon. But because of COVID, they had to delay the 3rd time. But Susan, my neighbor, is invited to go to the wedding. And I think, you know, in this respect, we sort of, we really learn from each other. And like I said, the little girls like Amina and Aliyah, they come and visit her just about every day. And so it's very nice. And Amina is actually Susan's goddaughter, because little Amina keeps on saying, my Nana. My Nana Susan, my Nana Susan. And I always like when I hear that, because I thought to myself, there you go, how easy it is to be tolerable and be accepting to other nations.
Yes, correct. And also, as I know, they're also Muslim, right? The Somalian neighbor.
Oh yes, of course they are. Of course they are. I mean, I know Nurto, and I know that's the mother, and I know some of the girls, not all of them. I know Aliyah, and I know Amina, and I know what's the other one, Chiwabi. I don't know Fatia, but I know Kamal. That's one of her sons, and I know the other one is oh, what's his name? I can't think of it now.
Yes.
But I know these, you know, and they're very nice people. And like I said, you know, when their birthdays and everything, Susan is always invited, always. And she appreciates, because Nurto is a very good cook, and so she appreciates the different foods.
Yes, yes.
Lucky Susan, lucky Susan. I always tell her, lucky Susan, you've got such good neighbours.
and they never, I think they never have any problem, even though they have
They never have any problems.
yes.
At the moment they have a problem with because they have got the children are virus infected, all of the whole families actually, and now little Amina has to climb up a ladder to say hello to her Nana Susan.
Yeah, she missed Nana then. Yes.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean,
because I want to see my Nana, she says.
Yes. It's so beautiful. I mean, how many years? They have been neighbors for how many years?
Oh, about 10 or 11.
Oh my God! Yeah, that's a long time. And
yes.
Yeah, and they don't try to see the difference, but they try to see the same. I mean, they try to see what the same with them. They like food, the same food. They like the same they like the same hobbies, probably. So religion becomes a very
that goes in the background. Yes. Because even Susan now teaches Aliyah. It's very interesting how to learn how to sew. So Susan is a very patient lady, and now. Yes, and she's a very patient lady, and she shows her how to, because Susan is a good dressmaker. So she and the other day I only just saw what Aliyah did sew, and she made various things already under guidance from Susan, and she likes it. And I mean, Aliyah is only about 13.
Yeah. They try to find the same with them. They like the same hobbies. They like the same food. Then that's matter for them.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what are their religions. So
Susan was a typical Australian lady before, but I mean, with her, she's also going to computer classes where she has got a Bangladeshi family again, and then she made clothes for the Bangladesh, and she's invited to their dues, so that's different again. And she always says, "I'm only learning from that."
I think we move to the next question. Why do you think friendship and maintain good relation is related to one's attitude, not one's faith? What do you think?
Of course it is, because I mean, if you find a person sympathetic, and to me, it doesn't matter whether they are a different color, a different religion, or anything. I still say it's what's inside a person what counts.
Yes.
And that's the main reason if a person is nasty, or you don't want that as a friend, I suppose. But different times there are sort of variations in ideas which can be sorted out if one talks about it.
Yes.
And the main thing is to discuss matters if there is a problem. And if, I mean, you wouldn't hurt a friend. And so you don't say anything what hurts a strange person either. I wouldn't. And you find first a common ground, and you build from that.
Yep, agree. Very agree with that.
Yes.
Yep. And if you want to always find a different, then probably you will not have friends,
Well, you wouldn't be, and I would never do that, because I always think, before my mum always used to say, think before you speak.
Yes.
Because if it hurts another person, there's no need to say anything.
Yes, correct. That's really
even if you don't, but sometimes there is a matter of, like, say, people can sort of get very hot under the collar, so to speak, when religions are discussed, politics are discussed, but it's better to sort of be tolerant, listen to it, but then you can also listen to the other person's point of view.
Yes,
And,
yes.
And you can work from there.
Yep, agree. Really agree with this. Thank you so much then, Maria. We talk again.
Yes.
Okay, see you then.
Bye
Bye-bye.
then.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.